Okay, welcome back. We've got another Halo coaching video, seeing as the last one absolutely just blew the channel out the water. We've gained something like 70 subscribers and we've had 3,000 views in around 2 weeks from that one video. The most annoying part of all that was I was ill during that time, and so I've wanted to put more videos out for you guys to get more coaching content out, get people to send videos in. And I've just not really had the chance to do that. So I just want to say thank you, especially if you're a new viewer. Thank you for checking in, whether you've searched and found me or whether it's through a suggested video. Thanks for your time. And if you want your video reviewing, then send it to Vanadamesports@gmail.com. Try to make sure that you tell me what rank it's at, and even better, if you can send me your tracker network profile along with it, so I can just have a look about the things that's going on there. Full disclosure, I have been an Onyx player in Halo Reach, Halo 5, and in Halo Infinite. I'm currently not Onyx in Halo Infinite, but I am climbing back up. That's just some full clarity there. So really, I've been Onyx in Halo titles for probably around something like 12 years. So hopefully that's enough for you to believe what I'm saying. And we'll see what's going on. So we've got a game of Oddball on Recharge here, going on at around Platinum 2 Elo. And the player that sent this in particular wants me to just focus on general gameplay. Now, in the last video, we looked at strongholds and how map rotation can play a part in how the game goes. I'm going to try and do some similar stuff with Oddball here, especially at Platinum. There's going to be a lot of things that the team sort of doesn't really consider that allows them to get even more objective time or deny the opponent objective time, which, you know, in most cases, the reason why people lose this game is because it either completely devolves into Slayer and they don't pick up the odd ball at all, or they go completely the other way where they go complete suicide mode just to touch the ball for 2 seconds, then not thinking they're going to be dead for 10. So you've got to hit that balance, and so we're going to be trying to go through that in this game here. I will talk about spawns here as well, put a graphic on screen just like last time. Spawns on this map, we've got a team that spawns elevator or lift, and we have the team that spawns at the long haul side. Usually what happens here with the ball spawning on battery is there'll be a little bit of a scuffle between the people that push whirlpool and the people that push the door just near gold stairs. I would highly advise against pushing that angle if you're spawning on the long haul side, because you will get crossfired from top A and from whirlpool at the same time. You do not want to be doing that. What I recommend you should do is you should be looking at pushing the attic and trying to get some crossfire by taking map control of the top control area, and preventing your opponents from getting camo as well. So let's dip into this game. Let's see what's going on here. And we'll be jumping straight into this match. I should say this is also a solo game, so this player is not playing pre-made here. Okay, so we did decide to push around to the control area. That's good. Little fight going on. Went for the sword one shot. Not sure how I feel about that. Probably should have waited a little bit there. You did get that guy though, luckily. Teammates got the ball, so we just get a nice little viewing angle here when he gets around the corner. Don't run around with the sword like that. You're basically broadcasting what you're doing to the enemy team. Try not to do that. You want to put the sword away and only get it out when you need it. This is good, getting a push, got the upper hand here. So most of their team is dead here. I was about to say pick the ball up, but they have got a player left. So we'll make sure that player's been pushed off. Teammates picked up the ball. We respawned on this area. And straight away, what I want to be thinking about now is how can we take control of the map to prevent our enemies from pushing. And so if we're holding the ball in lift, and in fact the player started to do this, he's moved up to the battery ledge, or bat ledge as some people call it. And this is good because it gives good crossfire to look where opponents are going, whether that's control or it's C-plat, or if you can be an attic, you sort of look towards attic and things like that. That's really good. However, there's only 2 people alive on the team, and so it's very important that 2 things are considered. The ball carrier may need to play the ball to the middle of the map. Now, if you're not sure what playing the ball means, it means that you either throw it out of play. So for example, on this map, you could go into the hydro and throw it into the water, causing the ball to reset. Or you can throw it into an area which is not easy to set up. So in this case, because they're in the top whirlpool area of the map, you might want to throw it back onto batteries, or even better, into the pit. Because this map, Recharge, is a very vertically focused map. And if you have to jump into pits where camo is, that is an incredibly risky move that you do not want to do unless you absolutely have to do it. So let's see how this goes. Ball carrier is dead. This is good. See how he didn't suicide for the ball, and then the enemy takes the ball, not thinking about any risks, and he uses the sword to kill them. So that was really good. That was some play that I need to see more of at sort of Platinum Elos. Unlucky that the grenade was thrown. A few more fights breaking out. Enemy team has the ball here, which is interesting because we actually had the numbers advantage there, but they are getting collapsed on. Good choice of angle to collapse from. Look at the crossfire of the team. Getting completely sandwiched. None of the other team are calling out because he was just sat there nailing them and no one was saying anything. You probably noticed as well we're playing with sound off here. It's because there's quite a loud vocal track over the top of the match, which will probably take away from the viewing experience of you guys, so I've decided to mute the match this time. Good support for the teammate. I like it. Not chasing. So, just a little comment on that there. If we sort of go back a little, we can see when we're trying to cover the map and set up. I mean, first of all, the ball's not near this part, I don't think. Where is the ball? Okay, the ball is here. It's up in gold. So the team left that other side open there. They didn't really need that many people focusing on one side. You definitely have to watch both sides in gold, because if you leave one open, you are very vulnerable to being flanked or sandwiched, which is exactly what happened there. So you just need to be very careful with that. I prefer the hydro setup or the elevator setup, but obviously you get the ball where you get the ball. You can't just say, let's set up an elevator. It completely depends where you're on the map, where you set up. That was unfortunate. Spawned up, not in a great place. The way the map rotation works, you got caught between two people. The spawns are out of sync for the team now, which is not good. I like taking these little fights, but not hard committing to anything. You are telling the enemy where you are when you do that, though, so you have to be careful. Okay, but now the team should have spawned up. They're on the right side of the map. We're on the left side. Those grenades were a little premature. I probably would have waited. See where our team is now? I probably would have waited until our team was a little closer. The reason for that is because where your teammates are now, they can crossfire up onto Attic if you threw the grenade now. However, when you threw the grenade previously, was it sort of 10 seconds previous to this? So when you throw the grenades here, your teammates aren't in position for a crossfire. So even if you're doing damage, notice how that ball carrier's just walked to gold door. Your teammates can probably see him and probably throw grenades from the other side. Or maybe not, he was on the pillar, but it could have just been a bit more team play there, but you killed him anyway. Yeah, this is good. We're controlling this side of the map. When teammates picked up the ball, that's fine. We are a little clustered here. We want to think about spreading out. You're holding the angle well. Your teammates, I'm not really sure what they're doing. Good use of cover on Sneaky here, just trying to keep an eye on to the C area. That was good. That was a good exchange. He's picked up the Disruptor, so I guess I'll say some stuff about it. The Disruptor is... It's not amazing, but it has its place. It could do with buffing a little. 343 increased its clip size. I think, was it by 1? I think it needs a little bit of a damage buff. It's really good against groups of enemies because it can spread the EMP effect and cause chain reaction damage. Do not use it one-on-one. It's not very good. If you're going to go one-on-one, you want a plasma weapon rather than an electro weapon. It just takes too long to get rid of the shields. The only upside is if someone tries to run away and you hit them enough times, the dot kills them. So I don't like the time to kill. If you're against a rifle and you use the Disruptor, you're probably going to lose. Sorry about the video quality here. I have no idea how you survived that. You should have died for that. That's fine. Teammates have moved in, and it's okay to die. The player went in, he took the fight, he died, but hey, it doesn't matter because it was 1-for-1, and then his team came to back him up. I think another thing I want to mention is that there's this kind of big stigma in Halo where it's like KD is everything, positive damage ratio is everything, and it's like sort of, but yes, but also no. So another thing you want to focus on is you can do all the damage you want, you can slay out all you want, but it's subjective. So you have to make sure that you're not getting, I think what they call in like, I hear this term a lot in like Valorant and CSGO, like trash frags. So you can kill the enemy team as much as you want, but if the kills don't lead to anything, then what's the point? It's the stereotypical, we're playing oddball, we're fighting in gold, and then there's some random guy murdering someone in Hydro. It's like, why are you over there? What are you doing? So this was good. Unfortunately, the enemy player survived. Our teammate came in with the camo and got him. For anyone who's not aware, 343 has fixed the camo bug, so now that the ally with the ball, even though he has camo, is completely visible to the enemy team. And we won the round. That was a nice round. Just quick look at the stats here. We slayed out, we went 11-4. One of the things I want to raise though is that we should be trying to touch or juggle the ball for the team. We'll focus on this again next round. There's plenty of this game left. But we should always try to touch the objective. Even if you want to be slaying out, it's still your responsibility to help the team. Taking the role of the slayer doesn't necessarily mean that you're not allowed to take the ball. I like the starting angle. That guy, see what I said right at the start of the video, running from long haul to gold. It's a bad idea. You just get completely railed. Okay, so the enemy team's 2 down. We're holding Whirlpool. The other guy's going gold. So here we probably should have come back towards A, but now time's running down and they're going to respawn soon. Completely sandwiched in. Just potentially think of the angles you're going to get attacked from there, but again, hindsight's 20/20. It's easy to say that. Using Deathcam to get information. We know the ball carrier's weak. One of the comments I do have is that you're always trying to be in fights, which is good. There's not a lot of dead time so far in this game. You are always trying to make things happen, which is good. Do not be afraid though of taking time to rotate. Like here, turning around was a good idea because you'd won the ball. And so it gave you a chance to then consider what's happening on the map behind you and get some intel. You may have been talking to teammates in this game, but all I can hear is the Discord call that you were in, so I'm not sure how much comms was going on. If you watch the last video we had as well, you can see that the level of teamwork between like top gold and like bottom plat, they're quite close, so it's fairly similar. The players are staying together, but they're not. The issue with bottom plat is that the setups aren't being done on the maps. So the players are starting to understand that they should play together and they should team shot, but they're not using the angles to team shot effectively to have map control. Especially here, so I'm just going to pause, let this run a little sound, pause. We've got the shock rifle. This is really good. It's an incredible weapon on this map. And it gives us a lot of priority over open areas like C plat, control, catwalk, people peeking from long haul. It gives us so much priority over angles. It's basically a sniper rifle, but we're using it on batteries, it's one of the most vulnerable areas on the map with no escape. You could argue if you had a grapple, you could escape if you were fast enough. I like the idea. I think playing this weapon here with no grapple is incredibly risky, and I would definitely advise against doing it. Try not to do this. We do get away with it because the opponents just they're not pressuring the map away from the ball. They're just beelining to the ball all the time. See, this angle's much better because you've got that safety and that escape. Unfortunately, the camo guy assassinated you. That's unfortunate. But generally speaking, 9 times out of 10, taking the shock rifle to glass or battle edge is best if you're going to be in that area. There are other areas you can go to with it, but if you're going to stay there, they're the best. A little bit of slide jumping. Plenty of room for movement tech in Halo Infinite, if you want to get into it. Okay. That guy didn't really hear the plasma grenades that were next to him. I like how you're not afraid to use different weapons as well. One of the things I do enjoy in VoDs is when I can see players who use a lot of the Sandbox, because it makes you a lot better at the game, because you start to understand where weapons have strong points and weak points. And you can go into gentlemen's agreements and stuff about the sword and the plasma pistol and all that stuff, but this is ranked. It's not HCS. So use everything on the map. It's there, and this player is doing that. We could get better with the Commando from what we've seen. The gameplay with the shot rifle was okay. And we've seen a few sword kills. It's there to be used. As much as I hate getting noob comboed, it is on the map, and so use it. Obviously, if you're playing competitively and you've got a GA, then that's down to you. But personally, in ranked, I feel like anything goes, because it's not really official 4v4. Okay, the solo push, I liked the restraint there. You could have solo pushed and you realised what the situation was and you didn't. And they completely misplayed there. That guy got uber punished when he shouldn't have. He should have just stayed in the room because he had the upper hand. As soon as he crossed that threshold, you had the upper hand. So that was really well played from you. It's very much the mentality here that the people who win games in Platinum are not the people who make the most players, but generally the people who make the least mistakes. Unfortunately, the other team got the ball, and I just think it's because of the amount of ball time we gave them. Let's just rewind that and just look at the stat page again. There's just too much time in between. So we've got 1 second on the ball, so let's double down on this. It's very important for the team that you take the ball and you try to play it or keep it away from the enemy. Having the ball isn't holding it, although you have to be aware that it will reset after so long. So we want to make sure that when we're playing oddball, we're juggling the ball. So if you've watched anyone run the flag, or it's like flag dropped, flag taken, flag dropped, do the same thing. You can do the same thing with the ball. You can drop the ball, sprint, slide, pick up the ball and jump, and you keep the momentum. So it's a really fast way to move the ball. It also reacts to things like the repulsor as well, and the grapple shot. So if you feel like you want to do some movement tech with it, then you actually can. And you can pass the ball to people with the grapple, with the repulsor. You can also grab it with the grapple. But we need to see a bit more ball time. But the gunplay's been good. The gunplay and decision making's been good. We're not just suicide running into the enemy team. Again, pushing the better angle here. We're going up to the top. Very good. No gunfight. The enemy team's not taking map control at all here. Where are they? Ooh, that was a bit unwieldy with the Commando there. Let's watch that again. So the thing with the Commando here is you just held down the trigger. Don't be afraid to let go. Look at this all over the place. Don't be afraid to let go with it, and definitely go into Academy and definitely go into the firing range with the Commando. It does have a faster time to kill than the BR if you hit every shot. It's not that good at longer ranges. You gotta pulse the trigger. That was fairly good. Some fairly good cross-map pressure there. But again, you can see there, it's just practice. You were a bit unwieldy there. You could have just took your finger off the trigger and then just popped him in the head. 8 shots, or 7 shots and a headshot to kill with the Commando, if you were unaware. I like how we're trying to constantly find information for the team. This is good. I don't see you press back very often. I'm not sure if this is because you feel like you're good at counting deaths or if you're not doing it at all. Because that's definitely something you want to start being able to do in mid-combat. You want to be able to track who's dead, who's alive, and the easiest way for that to take the least brain power is just to press back every so often after an exchange. Or whatever it is you've bound the scoreboard. So that's personally what I do. It means I can focus more on other things. Okay, we got a little bit of ball time, but then we just dropped the ball. That's because, oh, that grenade. That was an ugly grenade. Okay, so we're zoning here. So I'm just going to go back there. So that place to drop the ball right there, if you think about the priority of the angle in this area, the ball is now in the priority of the opponent because they have the high ground, they have an additional entry point, and there's already a person on the ball there. Plus, you are completely open to the whole right-hand side of the map standing here, which is not good. What you should have done is you should have definitely dropped the ball, but what I probably would have done is I would have 180'd, dropped it, done this ball juggle, slid jump, and then thrown it into C. If I had the time. Just to get them away from it. That is a lot of stuff to do, but you did have time. Because you didn't need to throw the grenade after this either. But it was, well, your teammate decided to suicide for the ball, and look where that got him. He shouldn't have done that. But yeah, we should have took the ball to C so we had priority, because it would have prevented that flank, because that guy would have been in front of you. What we're thinking now. Teammates are pushing C-plat. Camo's there. Are we going to chase him? Yes, that is the correct call. When the person with camo shields are flickering, you can see them quite easily. But obviously, you had time to regenerate. So it was a good idea. I would have probably done the same there. Camo wins games. It's very, very, very strong in this game. Because it's so hard to see. It's not like in Halo 2 and in Halo 3 where it just gave you a shimmer. It is decently hard to see in this game. A camo guy hanging around again. He paid for it though. It's a trade. I would take it. You got killed, they lost camo. That's worth it in my opinion. Okay, the enemy team's getting quite a lot of time here. That guy's having a nap. Can do it in the respawn screen now. Okay, so we know that they're coming from control from the hit marker. Good cover of teammate. Nice, perfect. And we're holding the ball, we're holding angles that aren't easy to go from. There is a jump to get to top control from the bridge actually. Have a look at my shorts and the How to Halo series if you want to look at random jumps on random maps. I'm constantly adding to that on a frequent basis. Again, usually drag the crosshair a little lower with the Commando there. You were trying to headshot him when he had his shields up, so you're just making it a lot harder for yourself. But again, I am enjoying this variation in weapon usage. We've not seen the Mangler yet, I don't think. So here, in this situation, 3v2, I would have just picked the ball and jumped off the map. I would have just completely played that ball. Like, fine, they can win the team fight, but it's not Slayer, it's Oddball. So that is one of those times where you would intentionally suicide. You would take the ball and you would jump off the map, and it would prevent the enemy from scoring. Because it's going to take them at least 10 seconds to run over to the ball spawn. So while you're dead, they're just running. Now what we're going to do here. I suppose most of the team's dead, so you can take the sword. Another shameless plug, there is a way to get the sword without jumping on the platform. By throwing plasma grenades, look at How to Halo shots if you want to see how. So that guy was playing the ball. So if you're not sure what playing the ball was, it was that guy. Well, that guy just there. It might look like he was just giving it away, but right in the bottom of the map. Although his teammates are still trying to grab it. I'm just going to pause the video again. This is something that you see quite a lot in Platinum games. It's this, if you look at the score, 75 to 90 final round, it's just this sense of panic. And I said this in the other video that we did. Whenever the scores seem to get close to the end, for a lack of a better term, it just seems to kind of just go to shit. Like, everyone just starts panicking. There's no, the strategy just completely breaks down and people just start suiciding for objectives. That is something you really need to train yourself to not do. Because the panic is the mindset that just makes you lose, because you make silly decisions. Like the holding of angles there, that was really good, and previously with the Commando as well. 99. Yeah, take the ball around the corner and it's over. Good, well done. So that was the oddball game. It was Platinum Elo, it was around Platinum 2, it was a complete solo queue game, the player wasn't pre-made with anyone. And the things that we can take from this is definitely good points, using a lot of the sandbox, weapons, equipment, things like that. Picking a strategy and sticking to it, you were trying to be the main slayer for the team, you were doing a good job, you were going around, you were taking angles and crossfires, and you were helping people out. Number 3, your aiming ability is actually pretty decent. I would like to see some more time in academy spent with the Commando. I think that would be very beneficial. The Commando is an absolute beast of a weapon since they buffed it, and as much as I hate to say it, I think looking at weapons like the plasma pistol might be good as well, just because it's just flat out broken right now. Like, you can get something like 12 overcharged shots out of it before it goes out of battery, which is insane. It should be like 4 at a max, so it's just very overpowered. Some other things I've noticed, we're not playing the ball sometimes, we're definitely sitting on it and we're preventing the enemy from scoring, which is good, but we're not using the ball's position to our advantage, in terms of we are not playing the ball when we're going to lose it, and we're not trying to put the ball in a hard place for the opponent when we can't hold it, even though we do recognise that we have to drop it when a fight breaks out, because otherwise we're putting our team in a 3v4, and that's not good. We're playing the map okay. There could be a little more creativity. One of the things I would really like this player to look at is things like, because they like to rotate a lot, maybe look at curb sliding and how you can input it. So even on this screen here, I'll probably annotate it, but you can, there's the little ramp, any little lip or ledge, you can curb slide off it, and you can like double your speed. It's absolutely busted when you've got the sword, because you can just gap close on people instantly and they just don't expect it. But it also allows you to rotate very, very quickly, or get out of tight spots if you can use it on the fly. So that's been this video here. I've really tried to cram as much information in as possible this time to help as many different people as possible, particularly with oddball game types, not specifically for the Recharge map, but for the oddball game type. So remember to send videos to vesports@gmail.com if you want your video to be done. Send me your tracker network profile as well, and I can look at ranks and things like that for the game. And if you want to see some more videos like this, give us a like, comment down below if you got to the end, and we'll see you in the next one. So this has been Vanadam. See you later.